Hi, Robert Cochran here with Natalie Walker, one of the stars in Prey.
Yeah.
Natalie, how are you?
Very well, thank you.
Natalie also is the wife of Ben, who we just spoke to a moment ago.
Yes,
We're speaking
yes.
about your lovely honeymoon in Hawaii.
Fabulous, yes it was.
So now I heard you talking a little about in defense of Aussie actors. Is there a big feeling of trying to get Aussie actors more recognition and work?
No, it's just more kind of like being excited about it, really, if anything. It's like, yeah, I'm excited for them. They're getting more and more, there's more and more Aussie actors, in all fields of the industry every day, basically. So it's just exciting.
What do you think is pushing that? Is there a push in Australia, or is it like Hugh Jackman? Is he being part of that, and Nicole
No,
Kidman?
I think it's kind of been around for many years. The fact that we're on this massive island away from a lot of stuff. We're big travelers and we want to kind of expand the horizon just naturally. So they just want to travel and, go on to bigger and not necessarily better, but just bigger and more amazing things. So yeah, it's in the nature.
Well, what was the push for you to come to America? Why did you say, I have to do this?
It wasn't even necessarily I have to do this. It was just like an adventure that was put into our sphere. So we were like, yeah, why not? Give it a go. And that was kind of all it really was. Just like we just treated it like an adventure, really. And so we just kind of headed off and thought we'll just see. And also there's a little bit of an aspect that maybe the market is a little bit broader overseas compared to Australia. So we just wanted to do that and head off and see what happens. So yeah.
Was LA a big culture shock for you?
It wasn't really a culture shock. It was just different. Because we're so used to the American culture from TV and everything, in
Particularly
Australia.
the LA side of American
Yes,
culture,
definitely. Right? We're very much exposed to it. So it's not like completely unknown. It was just the different ways that it operates and just getting used to that sensibility. So it didn't take too long though to get used to it. So
Sure.
It was fun. Yeah.
Tell me about your role in Prey. What's the name of your character? And
Yeah, well, I played this character called Ling, and she is a barrister, very ambitious, go-getter barrister. Likes to win. She likes to do things kind of her own way so that she makes sure she wins. And yeah, so she's doing a bit of a naughty thing. Obviously, within the industry, it's bad to date your client, which is what she's doing, because that served some purposes in multiple areas for her. So she went for that. And yeah, basically, she's just kind of goes for it the whole time. And so when she goes on this trip, it's kind of a bit unknown. She's kind of even actually going to kind of look after her client / boyfriend lover to make sure that he kind of stays around so she can continue the case to make sure she doesn't lose it. But she ends up in this crazy kind of scenario where everyone's fighting for their life. So just kind of totally turned around. She wasn't expecting that at all. She thought it'd be quite nice and easy and that she would be able to control it, but she cannot control it at all. So yeah.
were you working with special effects? Were you concerned about that at all? Was this your first time working with special effects too?
It was my first time with special effects, but I knew that it had nothing to do with me, so that was okay. I knew that there would be green screen stuff, but that we could still stay within the scene. It wasn't like I knew that there was nothing ever going to be just green screen and no kind of props for us to play with. So we always had like a physical, like a sand dune, trees, and that kind of thing. So it wasn't really a concern, no. And I knew I didn't have to sit in the makeup chair for 5 hours to get ready, so that was all right.
So what made you decide you wanted to do the role?
Ling was a really strong character, strong female character. I thought it would be really fun to play that. And also I do actually have a little bit of a scary factor associated with horror films, and I know that if I was involved in one, I would be able to numb that back a little bit and not be so scared of them, because I'm a very visual person, so anything kind of scary visually that gets in my head, it stays with me for a really long time. So I thought this would be also a good way to kind of ease that a little bit, because they're fun. I really think horror films are fun, but it stays with me for a little longer than the average person, I think. So I thought that would be a good way to dumb it down a little bit.
To dumb it down, yeah.
Well, just so that I'd be used to it.
Right?
Numb it. Yes,
Yeah.
wrong word.
That's okay. They rhyme. Seeing it on the screen then, I guess a two-level question. Number one, was it scary for you? Number two, how was it seeing yourself on the screen?
The aspect of whether it was scary, it's a tricky one, because exactly, I'm reliving the scenes from my perspective of seeing all the dudes with the special effects stuff and all the camera people and everything. So it's hard to get involved in that aspect of it because I know what happened to do each scene. But it was just really great to see it up on the big screen and just to see my character unfold within the whole story and stuff. So yeah, I definitely got a good sense of its spookiness and its eeriness, and it's fun, and there's a lot of layers attached to this film, and I did get to see it all, but if I was literally being scared, no, because I just knew what was happening, and I knew I have too many memories associated with how we shot that scene.
Yeah.
In between takes, laughing and all that kind of stuff.
How many weeks was the shoot?
Gosh, I think it was 5 or 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, by the end of it, were you really burnt out? I mean, was it a physical type of shoot?
It was physical, but I wasn't burnt out. It was just a lot of fun. Yeah, so I was kind of in a way a little bit sad when it was over because I could do it forever.
I was going to say, you come together as a family on a shoot with all your crew and cast.
Definitely. Yeah, so it is sad when it's all over. And just I had fun the whole time. So I would have been ready to step straight into another one straight away.
And Ben told me as much as you guys were there together as husband and wife, people didn't even know you were married.
Yeah, no, they didn't. Well, I mean, obviously, he may have said, but we were cast without them knowing that we were a couple. And then I actually had crew members and stuff coming up and saying, I didn't realize that you were together, because our characters don't associate much at all, let alone romantically. I think we say one word to each other in the whole film, hi, and then that's about it. We pretend we're not there. So yeah, that was it, and we were just doing it, staying in character and stuff most of the time. So people didn't see any kind of romantic stuff going on. So yeah, they didn't know. So that was good.
Do you have any expectations for how the American audience will take the film? Do you think it'll do well here?
Oh, I do. I actually do. Yeah. It's also they're much more used to this kind of genre as well. Australia is not as used to these kinds of films. It's becoming more and more so, definitely, but definitely America is, and I think they get the sensibility of it. They get the fun and the humour, and it's totally geared towards this kind of market and a global market. So yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, coming out.
What's next for you?
What's next for me? There's a few things that I'm in talks about, but I don't know if Ben may have mentioned. It's always attached to Ben again. But we're in the process, the two of us are writing a feature script, so that's really exciting, and we're working together really quickly to try to get that happening. And yeah, that's fun.
And is your first one you've written together?
First one written, yes. We did write and produce a short film, which has got into a couple of festivals already, so this is the first feature-length one that we're going to tackle. And yeah, looking forward to it. It's a new little adventure.
That's great.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Would either of you direct as well, or is that?
No, I don't think so. No, yeah, we'll just stick with the writing and acting in it. Yeah, so yeah.
Now, in the script, would you know each other this time?
We do know each other, but we're not romantic. We don't want to be romantic, no.
Really?
There's a separate side. It's like there's the private life and then there's the acting life. It's good to keep it separate.
So you don't want to do the Tom and Nicole thing? You want
No, I definitely don't want to do that.
Well, ultimately, how it ended up, of course not.
It's not a good thing, yes.
Yeah.
So I don't want to do that.
Understood. All right, well, let's wrap then. For Brendan TV, I'm Robert Cochran, along with Natalie Walker.